Hello guys, coming back to you here with our lesson, how to make responsible decisions. This is our second lesson here, page 16, and I will start reading. It says, I will make responsible decisions. Consider how many decisions you make during a typical day. How do you make those decisions? How do you consider possible decisions you might make when they then evaluate each? Do you check out decisions with your parents or guardian? Do your friends influence the decisions you make? Do you put off making decisions as long as possible? Do you need to know how you can make responsible decisions? You need to know when it's responsible to take risks and dares. Our lesson objectives. Tell the difference between a responsible decision and a wrong decision. List and discuss ways to improve yourself and others that you are responsible. Use responsible decision-making model to determine what action to take on a given situation. Tell the difference between unnecessary risk and calculated risk. Identify 6 questions to ask to evaluate the possible outcomes of a risk or dare before you take it. What are ways I can show I am responsible? To be responsible is to be accountable and dependable. Here are 5 ways to prove to yourself and others that you are responsible. 1. Make a responsible decision rather than a wrong decision. A responsible decision is a choice that leads to an action that are harmful, Responsible decision is actions that are healthful, are safe, are legal, show respect to self and others, follow guidelines of parents and other responsible adults, demonstrate good character. A wrong decision is a choice that leads to actions that can harm health, are unsafe, are illegal, show disrespect for self and others, disregard the guidelines of parents and other responsible adults, and do not demonstrate good character. Take responsibility for wrong decisions. Remember that you have control over what you say and do. If you make a wrong decision, don't blame others. Do not make excuses. Admit you're wrong. Make restitution for wrong decisions if possible. Restitution is making good of any loss or damage. Recognize that some wrong decisions cannot be fixed. Show and tell others that you are truly sorry for a wrong decision that you made. Reassure others you do not intend to repeat that wrong decision. Listen to the advice of responsible adults. Adults have experienced the outcomes of decisions they made as teens. They want you to experience positive outcomes. They want to help you avoid wrong decisions that result in negative outcomes. That is page 17. We're moving on to page 18. How do I use the responsible decision-making model? The responsible decision-making model is a series of steps to follow to assure that decisions lead to actions that promote health, protect safety, follow laws, show respect for others and self, follow guidelines set by responsible adults such as a person's parents or guardian, demonstrate good character. Responsible decision-making model. Describe the situation that requires a decision, list possible decisions you might make, share a list of possible decisions with a trusted adult, evaluate consequences of each decision, ask yourself the following questions. Will this decision result in actions that are healthful, are safe, are legal, show respect for myself and others, follow guidelines of responsible adults, such as my parents or guardian, demonstrate good character? Note, all 6 questions may not apply to each situation. Right does not apply if a question does not apply to this situation. If you're answering no to any of the 6 questions, the decision is a wrong one. 5, decide the decision is responsible and most appropriate. 6, act on your decision and evaluate the results. Now, this is not like what you're going to eat for breakfast or what you're going to wear to school. This is something big, like possibly, am I going to go, like wanting to go out, try out for a sports team, wanting to go hunting with my friends, wanting to go on a camping trip, wanting to go something big that's going to involve, you need to ask somebody before you do it. That's a good way to decide if it's safe or helpful or legal. If it's not legal, definitely don't do it. So if your parents will get mad at you, then you probably shouldn't do it. And here's an example of that was page 18, this is 19. It's just a decision-making model that you could possibly come up with, okay? We're on to page 20. When should I take risks and dares? Calculated risks have benefits. A risk is a chance that a person takes an not knowing the outcome. A calculated risk is a chance worth taking after careful consideration of possible outcomes. Calculated risk might yield benefits. For example, you might call a new classmate to begin a friendship. You might try out for the soccer team or take a higher level math course. Even if you don't succeed at these tasks, you benefit from trying. It's a risk worth taking. Unnecessary risk can be disasters. An unnecessary risk is a chance that is not worth taking. After careful consideration of possible outcomes, unnecessary risks can be disasters. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, has identified behaviors that are unnecessary risks for teens. 6. Risks categories of risk behaviors for teens. Behaviors that result in unintentional or intentional injuries, tobacco use, alcohol and other drug use, sexual behaviors that result in infection with HIV or other sexually transmitted diseases, diet choices that contribute to disease, lack of physical activity. Check out risks and dares. Use 6 questions from Responsible Decision-Making Model to make decisions about any risk and dares you're attempted to take. 6 questions can help you evaluate the possible outcomes of a decision before you make it. I dare you, I double dare you. A dare is a request to do something as a test or challenge. If someone dares you to run for class president, go for it. It's a person that's dared you to take a calculated risk. Even if you lose, the outcome will be positive because you tried. However, if someone dares you to cheat, lie, or engage in risk behaviors, say no. These are unnecessary risks. The outcome will be negative. That is page 20. Here's our questions. These are on the Google document with the page numbers to refer back to the video if you need to. Page 17, what are the difference between a responsible decision and wrong decision? Like I said, page 17. Also found on page 17, what are 5 ways to improve yourself and others that you are a responsible person? Number 3, what are 6 questions to ask yourself to evaluate the possible consequences of a decision before you make it? That's found on page 18. What is the difference between a calculated risk and an unnecessary risk? Page 20. How can you check out risks and dares before you decide to take them? Page 20. Fill those out for me on the Google document provided. Write your answers down, put your name on it, and I will grade it. And I hope that we get back to normal class soon, but we'll keep doing this as long as they tell us what's going on. I'll be back with our 3rd lesson soon. Thank you.